Any piece of architecture can be nice. I would say the largest misconception is that it's about a building. I feel that it's more about people that live in the building, the people that occupy the building. It's not about budget. It's not about size. It's about what is going to make this space special. Where we are today, there is a lot of right place, right time, and we were there. We were at the very beginning of Yellowstone Club, the Gallatin Valley, Big Sky. But I do believe that it is what you make of it. When you walk into a room, why does that room feel so light? Why does it feel nice at 8 o'clock in the morning? Why does it feel nice at 8 o'clock at night? It isn't glaringly obvious.
Whether it's a commercial space, an office space, a bedroom, a kitchen, a living room, good design makes people welcome in those spaces. It's successful when it's subtle, when the occupant doesn't realize that the space is impacting their experience.
Like a front entry. It can be big, it can be grand, it can be 2 stories, nice chandelier hanging from the ceiling, but really, to me, that kind of gives it all away at the front door. We want to create drama, we want to create suspense, and we want people to be drawn to take those 2 or 3 steps to pull you into the rest of the space. So maybe we downplay that entry just a little bit. When I'm drawing a space, I am there. I'm this ghost walking around, looking at every detail before it exists. Bathroom, as I'm laying that out, I'm thinking, well, the tile goes behind the vanity, goes through into the shower. I can drop a little bit of natural light into the shower, and this is going to be just an amazing space. Understanding all those nuances of a space, some of it has to be innate. I mean, it just has to be. But a lot of it is relying on the mistakes you've made in the past. Our family, there's 3 sisters and 3 brothers. Mom and Dad were pretty busy. We moved around a lot. My mom, being as interested in art as she was, we all kind of looked at that and went, you know, how do you do that?
Our mother encouraged and taught all of us how to draw, paint, whatever it was. Anything my big brothers and sisters did, that's what I did. I mean, that's what you learn, and to this day, imagine that.
I stumbled into college my freshman year. I did really well in art classes, but really poorly at everything else. I took architecture as an elective. I did well. That first design class was really more of an art class, and I didn't realize that. My dad owned a gas station in Opportunity, which is right out of Anaconda. This is kind of a funny story. I was pumping gas, and I did it for a summer between my freshman year and my sophomore year of architecture school. Somebody pulled in, started talking. He was a contractor from Bozeman, and he asked me what I did, and I told him I was going to architecture school. And he goes, oh, really? In the course of filling up his tank, he goes, call me on Monday. I have an opportunity for you. And I'm in Opportunity, Montana. And that was my very first exposure to a possible job in architecture. And that built into meeting other realtors, meeting other contractors. I spent the next 10, 15 years just developing relationships with everybody I work with. And that leads to other opportunities.
Jerry started Locati Architects in 1989. 27 years ago, when I first started working here, we were a 4 to 6 man shop.
Now, we have somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 to 35 people.
We are designing in 16 different states.
At any time, we probably have 30 to 40 projects going. And that's the cool thing about what we do in our office, and I think architects in general, the ability to meet people and where that leads. The way we do architecture today, whether it's a commercial building or a residential building,
we need to be good listeners. Designing somebody's home, you need to know them on a very personable level, and that's a challenge in itself. The spaces they need and what they want to do in those spaces.
Interpreting what they want, but not being afraid to say how we feel it should be designed and laid out. That's what they're paying us for. We're constantly being critiqued on our work. That is one of the fun parts of what we do.
You need to have thick skin, because if you're out there on a limb coming up with new ways of doing things, every once in a while you might get it thrown back in your face, and that's okay. That's part of the process. As long as you can accept that, then you can learn from it.
I mean, if we're not living on the edge and we're not putting ourselves out there, we're not growing. And so that's the risk we take. How our office runs, it is a team process. If somebody doesn't like it, say it, because that'll just lead to something better.
To design the building is a challenge and it's fun, and that's when you get to be artistic. Then we get to deal with contractors and engineers. And you have to deal with the budget, and you have to deal with finishes and changes and everything else. You're with this project every step of the way, anywhere from 2.5 to 3.5 years. But when it's all done and it's clean and the furniture's in it, and it's just so enjoyable to walk into.
As architects, we have a real responsibility to the areas we design in, not to mess it up. Because I feel like we are shaping communities. We are shaping the way people feel about architecture.
Potentially, buildings that we're creating will be here long after we are. And again, I think that goes back to the responsibility to make sure that there is care and thought in the design, the materials, and how it's put together.
I feel very proud of the fact that we have helped raise the bar in design through our community. If people look back on our work and said, well, this guy, Jerry Locati, and his group, Locati Architects, designed these buildings. They added a lot to the community. That would be wonderful.